Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. I'm in a terrible mood. Had a really hard day at work. Not like hard like I'm exhausted, but like hard like frustrating and infuriating even. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to bore you guys with it, but my wife surprised me with a pizza, and now I feel fat and happy, and now let's play some Plague Inc. and see if I can vent my frustrations, but just be aware that my brain is a little bit fried. I did see a lot of requests lately on things that we could do, and I appreciate the... Oh god, Rise of the Xenomorphs, I hate even seeing you. This thing keeps coming back to haunt me all the freaking time. It just drives me nuts. Anyway, yeah, I'm putting those together. It's really difficult to keep up with the community these days since it has grown in size rather drastically in the last month. But when I see comments requesting things, I try to take note of it. But at least for today, at least for this week, I think I'm just going to do a couple scenarios that I found on my own that I want to try. Starting with this one, Crystal Medusa. This scenario follows events set in the Cthulhu mythos universe of H.P. Lovecraft and described in An Early Frost by Scott David Aniolowski? God, I butchered that horribly, didn't I? I also drew inspiration from the Clockwork Plagues and A World of Stone. There is a special chain of abilities, alternate ending, symptom, transmission, story begins on, oh god, it's so long. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read this all right now. I'm sure it's fascinating, and anything involving Lovecraft is generally very fascinating to me. But people on YouTube, they just don't have the attention span to read this entire thing, you know? You want story time with Pravus? I'll start up a different channel for you, but for this, I don't know, I'm sure it's great. I encourage people to go read it, and I might read it after I finish this video, but at least for now, let's just go ahead and play. Oh, gosh, I'm really sick of seeing this stupid thing. New genes, blah, blah, blah. If you missed it, last video I explained, I did finally start up my new computer. Everything's been transferred over. All new recordings are going to be going on this computer. But of course that means that Plague Inc. now doesn't understand, oh, you're a Plague Inc. master who has seen all this stuff. Okay. So this is a virus type. Do we want to stick with what we did last time? ATP boost, aerosite, and so on? Yeah, why not? Worked really well last time. We managed to get 3 stars on Mega Brutal with the artificial organs scenario, which is pretty cool. Let's see what happens. The Crystalline Plague begins. Again, the malign mineral god is attempting to transform Earth's crust and all its life into glassy mineral formations. This time it is extending its influence through a virus-like plague spread through microscopic crystalline dust with the potential to crystallize the world. Oh, so you're telling me this is a very different kind of dust epidemic, right? Yes. I really wish I was more familiar with the Lovecraft universe. What little exposure I've had, it's fascinating. You know, this kind of bizarre, unspeakable horrors that we can't possibly comprehend or our mind would be driven to insanity kind of thing. It's really cool. I like it. Very dark, very macabre. But I haven't had time to read a lot of it. Choose a country to start in. Which country has the crystal-worshipping madman has been... There's a double has in there. Which country has he been institutionalized in, or which country has he been institutionalized in? One of the two. When the rock in his hand crumbles to dust, a plague is born in Saudi Arabia. Look, I know it's boring, but it's just a standard starting location. Everyone's gonna do it. It's good. Why not? Transmissions. Telepathic receptivity. As Earth crystallizes, the telepathic lure of... I'm not gonna pretend I know how to pronounce that. Cathaz? We're just gonna go with Cathaz. Is magnified. Increases infectivity, especially in hot climates, and a chance of mutation. Affinity 1, individuals under Cathaz's influence begin to be drawn to one another, poor regions. So it looks like everything is going to tell me exactly what they do, which is very helpful. Dust in the water, human transmission, dust in the wind. Arid environments and plane transmission. We'll go ahead and grab that now, actually. That's probably going to be really good in Saudi Arabia. Why the heck not? Land animals, rats, dogs, and horses. Rural regions. Crystal frost, urban. Flying animals for land transmission. Okay, so everything tells me exactly how they're going to help modify my disease, which is very useful, I guess. A lot of cool information. Symptoms. Looks a lot like this normal tree so far. Crystal rash. Crystal cough. Crystal nausea. So basically you just took a lot of the standard symptoms and you just added crystal to all of them. It's not quite as original as I might have hoped for. It's not necessarily wrong, though. Huh. Crystal cysts, but this is different. Nightmares. Vivid dreams of alien worlds and the vast abysses between them. The voice of God beckons the dreamer to a beautiful realm of weirdly colored crystal. That's pretty cool. That's a nice replacement for insomnia. I think that makes sense. But yeah, okay. Pretty basic then. Abilities. Drug resistance. Heat adaptation. And cold adaptation. So instead of calling it cold and heat resistance, you just called it adaptation? Okay. I mean, again, it's not necessarily bad. It's just basically a reskinning. Matrix complexity. Random mutations. So again, the exact same normal thing you would get in the virus, just a different symbol and description. I mean, okay. You know, reskinning scenarios, sometimes they feel a little bit cheap to me just because it's not quite as original, but it's not necessarily wrong either. It's okay. You know, especially if the descriptions are good. All right? I mean, I like to see something unique, and it looks like the transmission symptom tree is actually somewhat unique, but I probably would. We'll see. I'll reserve judgment on that too early, because you never know. It may be pretty normal in the beginning, but things will get increasingly unique and customized as we progress down the symptoms tree. You don't know yet. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and grab Dust in the Wind level 2. Really good in Saudi Arabia. And actually, you know what? If this is like the standard tree, I'll bet you we can go down the Rash symptom set. Crystal rash, dermal infections, painful jagged crystal frost spreads across the skin. Open sores lead to infections, increases infection, more common. So, okay, you're trying to fool me with a different symbol, description, and name, but I know this is sweating. That's all it is. This will be skin lesions. Yep. Wait, no. Crystal lesions? Why is there a question mark there? Do you not know the answer to that one? Continuing crystal intrusions in the epidermis. This will be fever. Yep, crystal fever. Okay, so yeah, it's exactly the normal tree. Yeah, that's not quite as unique as I would have liked it to be. Again, though, you know, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit of a letdown, you know. I would like to see a little bit more involved in that. Let's go ahead and grab telepathic receptivity, so we have a little bit better heat transmission. Help us spread a little faster around Saudi Arabia and the neighboring regions. Crystal cough just developed for free. I'll bet you there's crystal pneumonia. There literally is crystal pneumonia. See, that's what I'm talking about. If I'm able to predict it like that, you know, little disappointing. Now, at the same time, I suppose that makes it a little bit more accessible to the average player because they don't have to kind of relearn an entire symptom tree. Let's go ahead and grab the necrosis, or I'm sorry, the visible man. Win. What, is this a winning condition? Skin hardens into glassy rock that hermetically seals remaining organic tissue inside, where it promptly dies. Corpses begin to crystallize and fuse with their surroundings. That's actually kind of cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually kind of like the descriptions. I think they're pretty well done. But, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I know that people don't like it when I'm too nitpicky. I get it. You know, people don't really like it when people are critical, but, I mean, personally, it's not bad. It's just, I would like to see a little bit more. That's all. I just crave more, you know? I crave raw creativity that just blows me away with the awesome, you know, what am I trying to say? You know what? I'm just going to stop talking because apparently I'm not one to judge because I can't even form coherent thoughts in my brain. Let's go ahead and grab Stone Nose. Stone Nose? Nasal patches just begin to petrify. I mean, credit where it's due. You know, not unique or not, all the descriptions make perfect sense for a crystallizing plague. I like it. I do like it. I don't know. I feel like I could appreciate this a little bit more if I actually knew the source material for the scenario. Wow, we are getting a ton of DNA really fast. Yeah, no, if I understood the source material a little bit, you know, in this particular Lovecraftian story, I feel like I would appreciate it a heck of a lot better. But I don't. All right, so we got nightmares, day visions, insanity, phobia-philia. Phobia-philia? Phobia is fear, philia is love. I'm not too sure how that works. Is it a love of fear? Glass eyes. Eyes totally crystallized. Blind infected are not spared perceptions of Mthra and Cathaz. Most worship the crystal god or commit suicide to escape him, hard to cure. We'll grab that. Paralysis. Could go for crystal ship. I'm a little bit worried. We got into Greenland. Caribbean. Of course it's the frickin' Caribbean we're missing. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab some rural transmission. Level 1 and 2, and hopefully that'll help us get a boat over there before they close down. There we go. Okay, is that the rest of the world? Sweden and Morocco. All right, we need flying things. We'll do that next. And then we'll save up for what would be coma, but it's crystal ship. Infiltration of jagged crystalline formations into brain tissue shuts down and the mind as it dreams of Mthra. Catatonia and death ensues. Oh, catatonia, like catatonic state. My mistake. I misread that one. Crystal nausea has been developed. Can we please get into Sweden? Hurling rocks symptom. Who's hurling rocks at people? That's dangerous. Don't you know? Wait. Further crystallization of digestive... Oh, I'm sorry. When they say hurling, they mean like vomiting hurling. Got it. Hurl! Yeah, okay. Glass intestines. I'm just going to save my points until we can get into Sweden, though. In fact, let's go ahead and grab another level of bird transmission. Really need to get in there. There we go. Okay, now that we've infected every country in the world, we can just crank up the lethality, and that should be fine. Coma. And that will lead to total organ failure, or... Sorry, total organ petrification. Crystalline rocks. Yeah. I don't know. It's alright. It's okay. Again, maybe I could appreciate it a lot better if I understood the source material in this particular story of a crystal god that infects the world and tries to turn the Earth's crust into crystal. You know, that probably would be very helpful. I don't know. It's okay. It just doesn't feel like anything quite as remarkable as I was hoping for. Again, though, you know, what changes there are in the description, I like it. It sounds cool. As with all things Lovecraftian, it sounds awesome. Let's go and grab a matrix bifurcates. You know, I never see that word. Who uses bifurcates? Where's it even based off of? What does it mean? Well, bi meaning two, probably like diverging, splitting into two, something along those lines. I don't know. I'm tired. And I'm really not in a position to be making a scenario right now, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm trying to get my brain fired up after a terrible day. Don't crucify me too much in the comment section. Oh, look, 3 stars. As usual, going for necrosis early on just guarantees victory. Well, almost. Yeah, okay. Pretty good scenario. I mean, I love Lovecraftian themes, and the world turning into crystal stuff, I mean, all the organs turning into crystal, and yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I would just like to see a little bit more customization in the symptoms itself rather than just reskinning. You know, it's kind of like when you get, I don't know, it's kind of like when you get a really popular game and they release some DLC and they charge like $15, and then you realize, oh look, it's really just a reskinning of the stuff that already exists, kind of a ripoff. That's kind of how it feels a little bit of a letdown. Now that said, this is also free in somebody else's labor, and it's not bad, so I mean, I guess I shouldn't make that comparison. I'm not really criticizing it too much, except for when I am. But, you know, that's all I mean. It's good. Yeah, I'll recommend it. Why not? I would just like to see a little bit more. Probably. But, you know, maybe it's the author's first attempt. Either way, probably a pretty cool story. Let me know if you guys are really big fans of Lovecraft. I actually kind of want to get into the series. And I'm not really sure where to start. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. It'd be pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, apologies for my brain being kind of a little bit, you know, off, but I hope you liked the video anyway. Be sure to hit that like button if you did. Leave a comment, and subscribe if you have not already. My name is Pravus, and I will see you guys next time.